Have you ever been ambushed by a thought so ugly, so violent, or so blasphemous that it made you recoil? A thought you would never act on and would give almost anything to be rid of? And then, in the silence after it, did a second fear arrive? The quiet terror that a real believer would not have a mind that could even produce such a thing? If that is you tonight, I want to begin gently by telling you that the intruder is not the host. There is a particular and lonely horror in this. The thought arrives uninvited, at prayer, at the dinner table, holding someone you love, and it is the exact opposite of everything you want to be. And because you cannot tell anyone, you sit alone with it, turning it over, asking the worst question of all. What does it mean about me that this is even in here? So you carry two weights, the thought and the dread of what the thought must prove. So let us be honest before we are comforted. That second weight, the conviction that the thought is a confession of your true self, is a lie, and it is one of the cruelest a faithful mind can be handed. Tonight, I do not want to argue you out of the fear, as if thoughts obeyed orders. I want to show you what an intrusive thought actually is, because it is not what you were afraid it was, and the truth of it is far kinder. Your brain is not a still pond. It is a restless engine, firing thousands of thoughts a day, most of them noise, fragments, what-ifs, half-images thrown up at random by a mind scanning the world for anything that matters. Most of that noise you never notice. It rises and dissolves like spray off a wave. The vast majority of what crosses your mind was never chosen by you, and never will be. That is not sin. That is how a mind works. So why does one thought out of the thousands stick? Here is the strange mercy of it. It sticks precisely because you hate it. A mind alert to threat grabs hardest at whatever alarms it most, and nothing alarms a tender conscience like a thought against the very things it holds sacred. So the thought is not stuck because some part of you wants it. It is stuck because every part of you is horrified by it, and horror is a kind of glue. Hear this clearly, because someone needs to say it to you plainly. The distress you feel at the thought is not your guilt. It is your evidence. A man does not recoil from his own desires. He recoils from an intruder. The very fact that the thought horrifies you is the proof that it is against your will, not the expression of it. You are not the thought you hate. You are the one who hates it. The trap is not the thought. The trap is the fight with it. When a thought terrifies you, every instinct says push it down, argue it away, prove it false. And the harder you push, the louder it answers, because attention is the only food it has. This is the cruel mathematics of an overactive mind. The war against the thought is what keeps the thought alive. You cannot win by fighting. You win by learning, slowly, to let it pass without bowing to it. And this is where grace stops being a slogan and becomes a practice. You learn to notice the thought without arguing, to say, that is the intruder again, not me, and to turn, unhurried, back toward what is real. Sometimes that turning is prayer. Sometimes it is a friend, or rest, or a therapist, or medicine that quiets a mind caught in a loop it cannot break alone. None of those is a failure of faith. Each can be a gift from the God who made the mind. Even Paul carried something he hated and could not pray away. A thorn in the flesh, he called it. A torment he begged God 3 times to remove. And the answer he received was not, "You should be stronger than this." It was, "My grace is sufficient for you." The struggle was not the measure of his faith. Grace was. The same is true of the mind that cannot seem to quiet its own worst noise. You are not being condemned by your thoughts. You are being carried through them. So, when the thought comes tonight, and it may, try not to add the second weight. Do not reach for the verdict that says, "This is who you really are." Reach instead for the truth. This is my mind throwing up noise, not my heart making a confession. And let the thought crest and fall, the way every thought does, without you having to fight it down. The thought is loud. It is not the final word, and it is not your name. And on the nights when you cannot let it pass on your own, when the loop will not stop and the shame feels total, let that be permission, not failure, to reach for help. The same grace that meets you in prayer meets you in the therapist's room and the doctor's office, and the steady kindness of a friend who hears the thought and does not flinch from you. God is not offended by the help He provided. He is in all of it. So rest if you can. Your mind may be loud tonight, but His grace is louder, and it does not flicker with every thought that crosses it. The thought you hate is not who you are. The you that recoils from it, that is the real you. And the one who made that you has not turned away, and will not when the morning comes. Your worst thought was never the measure of your faith. Grace is, and grace remains.